So you guys know that typical thing you get promoted at like ET and everyone's like, oh my god, it's like my favorite part of this business. Yeah. I'm so excited to see what you do. Well, yeah, this is like when you get promoted and you like obviously get promoted director, like this is like that moment, right? Oh shit. So you guys have already heard like when Liz started how she was, like there's a lot of stories that we just probably shouldn't even put out there. But like when you see someone like in front of the room, whether it's ET with ET or a TL or AD, you see like this like product, right? You're new, you're looking like, damn, I don't know if I could ever be that way. Liz should give you guys a lot of hope because when she first started, it was not that way.
Like, I'm such an introvert that if I'm not in a comfortable situation, I don't talk. And I think that was the first thing that most people really learned about me. Very first day, going into the office, it was very different.
The person she is now is a complete like 180 from when she first started. You're talking to someone that barely had any idea how to hold a conversation with a stranger.
I'm not a people person. Like I'm a people person, but I'm definitely an introvert where I don't go out of my way to make conversations.
And we would have to go to dinner so she can watch how to actually hang out with somebody. Whereas now, I didn't have to come into the office because she can do everything. Okay. Yep. It's happening. You are moving and you are doing everything you said you were going to do. And I know your family would be super proud of you. So, what I'm going to do is, Liz, I am officially saying EPN Partners is officially open, and congratulations.
I had two parents that were both immigrants coming into the U.S. My parents both left Vietnam during the wartime, and so growing up, all I heard was you need to do really good in school. You have a lot of opportunities here that we didn't have growing up. And a huge thing that my dad always hit on was you have the opportunity to do more than I ever did. And one of the biggest things I learned from him was his strong work ethic that he had. My dad came from Vietnam on a boat to escape during the war. If you guys don't know about that, if you were ever caught, you would have been dead. Like, people don't get to leave. And he came to the US wanting to give an opportunity to his future family that he has to like today. And growing up, there was no fancy travels, no fancy vacation. They put us through school. They made sure that we always had what we needed. But there was a lot of things my dad talked about growing up. And one of them was taking the family back to Vietnam to see where I came from and to see where they came from and how gorgeous and the food and everything is there. Coming from that upbringing, my dad never had money to afford a family of 6 to fly to Vietnam and have a vacation. And so that's what I wanted to do when I started in the business. And I took a chance. My parents didn't come from much, and they were working labor jobs in Wichita, and I didn't want to be stuck there. My long-term goal for the longest time was always to take my family back to Vietnam. I wanted to give that to my dad. But also during that time was also some news that my family got that wasn't the best. I had gotten a call from my brothers and my dad, and they found out that he had stage 4 lung cancer. And at the time, my dad was very stubborn, and he didn't want to go through treatments because he didn't want to be weak. He didn't want to feel like the weakness that you have going through chemotherapy, and for us to see that. And so when I was all the way in Michigan, my dad was fighting cancer. And after everything that happened, I was really lost. Like I told you, my long-term goal was always surrounded around my dad and my family and the stuff that I wanted to do for them. And Jered talked to me about, well, what is it that you want to do? What kind of life do you want to have? And one of my biggest things was I wanted to have a good quality of life that I didn't have growing up. for my future family, my kids, whatever it is that they wanted, I wanted to be able to give that to them. I wanted to help other people get a better quality of life that they didn't have to. And so after everything, and like the opportunity that I've had, like you hear the stories and people talking, and I've gone through a lot, but I wouldn't be here with the same person today without the help of like the core people in my life right now. I consider them my family, even though I have a family back at home. They are my second family. They've been around for everything the last few years. It felt like 10, but it's only been 2. And I'm excited for all the things to happen within the next couple of years. But that's pretty much what I got. The only question I have is, who's next?